I still haven't decided whether I am going to upload the portion of a vlog I recorded yesterday. I happened to edit an entire wool gathering video last night, and something went wrong with my computer, and as such I've lost the entire 12-minute video, and I cannot yet find the drive to re-record it. I am currently 85 pages into Blue Lily, Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the third book in the Raisin cycle, and I am reading it straight after reading The Dream Thieves. I found with the previous two books that this would be the time that I was stopping reading and putting the book down. Indeed, it is currently 1:30 on a Tuesday afternoon, and I'd planned to finish this book by midday. I did the washing up and they announced our new Prime Minister, which, you know, irked me somewhat. I can't think that many people are happy at the moment, but I was especially irked by the fact that our new Prime Minister chose to elucidate on all of his jokes and explain just what he was trying to get at. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Blue Lily, Lily Blue. This is the point I would ordinarily be giving up. It's what I've done with the Raven Boys. It's what I've done with the Dream Thieves. I found that Maggie Stiefvater doesn't really seem to get going until about 100 pages into each of these books. She's a fine writer. Sometimes she uses a bit of purple prose, and sometimes she likes to make these really big metaphors that just don't do it for me. But there's something there within the story that I want to get through them. They're fast reads, so I just want it to be done at this point. Also, I just wanted to share the fact that I'm reading this book without the dust jacket after watching Emily of Novel Novels do her video with Charlie of Charlie Brooke and Simone of... I can't remember her channel name. I'm sorry about it, but I will leave links to their channels in the description. Because in their Who's More Likely To video, they shared the fact that they don't like reading without the dust jacket and they don't understand it. But personally, I wanted to share this because I read without the dust jacket because I'm worried about the dust jacket getting tatty. And I'm all for the aesthetic of a book, and I feel as though it's more well protected if I take the dust jacket off and then read without it. I'm hoping to finish reading Blue Lily, Lily Blue today. Then I'm going to move on to The Raven King tomorrow with the hopes of finishing that. I also have a poetry collection of joys that I want to finish and get back to her because we finished the writers group on Thursday and I think I should probably give her books back before the end of term. I will try and check in with you tomorrow. I finished reading Blue Lily, Lily Blue at midnight last night. It's definitely not my favourite in the series, and it took me so long to read because of a strange issue that arose whilst I was reading it. I was reminded of my own young adult fiction that I wrote years ago, from 2007 until 2013, and I talked about it in Will I Write Fantasy Again, and I last talked about it in The Characters I Left Behind, and the story is one that evokes sadness in me due to the period of unfathomable sadness. I sent a message to my friend Lindsay asking her to get in touch and just tell me all the reasons I shouldn't go back and read that book and think about that book, and so I actually put this book down because it was reminding me of that, but I decided to finish it I did. It's definitely not my favourite young adult series. I probably won't be checking in with you tomorrow, but that's enough of that.
We need to get this portion done before I burn to death in my car. As everyone's pointing out this week, it's a bit warm, but I refuse to have these windows down when the windows upstairs are down and people may be able to hear me. Yes, that is correct. Anyway, it's Friday. I finished reading The Raven King at midnight on Thursday, and honestly, I feel as though I might have wasted my time on the Raven cycle. I like the characters, I like the idea, but the execution just wasn't there for me. I felt as though there was a lot of confusion. There was the introduction of more characters that were to do with outlying stories, that didn't really have any bearing here, and there were a few coincidences that I wasn't too fond of, that I feel had been put there to fix things that would appear later on, and I'm not sure of their place. And so this series is not for me. Had I read it 3 years ago when I started this series, I think that my response would have been the same. Then when I woke up on Thursday morning, I read 40 Sonnets by Don Paterson. This is his poetry collection, and strangely enough, this one was a poetry collection that was a bit hit and miss for me. There were some here that I didn't get, and no matter how many times I tried to read them, I was going back over them, pulling lines out here and there, trying to craft some sort of story. I didn't get it. Then I read Lanny by Max Porter, and this was because I wanted to read something that wasn't fantastical. I don't know how to explain the form of this novel. Is there poetry? Is there prose? Yes, there's also this chorus and this dead, whatever his name is, Toothwort, whatever it was. I read it in an hour and a half, and it was this compulsive reading experience for me where I just wanted to absorb the entire story then and there. I don't think that this book is for everyone. I find it experimental, but it doesn't push itself too far. But I think that I like stories about villages. I think I want to read a modern, simplistic drama set in the everyday, and I don't know whether I have any of that on my shelves. It's now Monday, and I thought I'd best draw this vlog to a close. I didn't update it yesterday because my nephew is currently down here, and so I was looking after him and could not find the time. Therefore, yesterday, once he'd gone home and I'd made tea, that evening I sat down at 9 o'clock and I read Agatha, Raisin, His and Hers by MC Beaton. I believe that this is the 23rd entry. These books don't have to be read in any sort of order. There is some continuity, but nothing that you can't easily pick up on. Honestly, I don't find them the biggest mysteries, and I decided to read this because it turned out I'd read As the Pig Turns, which was part of my coordinated TBR, so I thought I'd read the next one along instead. So that was that for the week, really. Something of the strange reading week, the strange week overall, and I'm hoping that this next one, going into the start of August, is going to be a big improvement. I'm going to leave it there. If you've read any of these books and would like to discuss them, then please feel free to do so in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, that is all.